stand up so you can all see me. Thanks so much for coming. I'm sorry we couldn't host this event down at the beach on a fantastic day. That'd be nice. Wow. Today I'm going to talk to you, as Mark and Scott have mentioned, about how to build your brand awareness, I suppose, through effective media relations. So thanks to the Innovation Centre again for giving me the opportunity. We'll cover what's newsworthy, which is often a contentious issue and very subjective, but a thing that a lot of people struggle with out there in the general community who don't work in the media like we do. We'll also look at what we in the media look for in media releases and best practice, I guess, when it comes to writing those media releases and sending them out. So all of this, I must stress, is from a journalist perspective, my perspective, so it's very targeted, very specialised, very personal, but it's just getting you, I guess, to think about the end user in the media organisations from that perspective, I suppose, so from their standpoint, what they're going to do with what you send them. So I've on all of your chairs, I hope you've all got one of those little one-page handouts. So it's just some tips and hints that is basically a summary, a one-page summary of everything that I'll go through today. Probably the most pertinent points are on that page. So take it away with you and use it as a reference, a go-to guide from now on, please. So we'll start off with, again, that really potentially controversial topic of what is newsworthy. So there are lots of different reasons why a story is newsworthy. It's very personal, it's also very subjective. So it can also change slightly on any given day in a newsroom, depending on what other stories are in the mix and how many pages we've got, how much space we've got in a paper. But there are some basics, and generally if you can tick as many of those boxes in that first list as you can, you're doing well and you're likely to be back from a news outlet who wants to run your story. So I'll just run through them quickly. Does it have a hook or a strong angle that will grab readers? These are really probably in order of relevance and importance. So that hook or that strong angle is really paramount. It's critical. Can you say unequivocally that it's not an advertorial? This is a big one. So there needs to be sufficient general human interest, not just you spruiking, something that's purely for commercial gain. Is it about the local area? Does it involve a large scale, big volumes, big dollars, big jobs? Is it unusual, intriguing or controversial? Does it tie into a current issue like mining or jobs, the development, the economy? Is there a big name involved, like a brand or a celebrity that people recognise? Will it have a widespread impact? Do you have an achievement, say, that's worthy of note? Have you won an award? Are you doing anything different that's bucking a trend, or are you innovating in your industry? I'm sure lots of you are thinking already, well, yes, I can do this, this and this. That's great. But the most important thing also is, has it been packaged well, your message? Is it easy to understand, and has it been communicated clearly? We'll go into more detail about this next, and it's incredibly important, especially in the modern 24-hour news cycle, where attention spans are incredibly short, and journalists and editors are becoming like toddlers now, wanting the shiny, noisy thing to grab their attention quickly. It's really that. It sounds really base, but that's where we've come to.
Is that a particular son an election campaign?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Unfortunately, that 15-second grab. Yeah, absolutely. I should mention also, if you have any questions as I go through, please just raise your hand. Feel free to stop me, and we'll go from there. So I'll give you a bit of a flashback to my journalism degree all those years ago, and I'll let you in on the first of two rules that were drummed into us over and over, and they're rules that I still fall back on to this day, 17 years out, whatever it's been from graduation. So the first one, which is relevant at this point when we're talking about newsworthiness, is people, prices, princes and places. Okay, so that's the P rule of pertinence. So it's all about the relevance of your story and how you can go about compelling people to care about it. So does it affect lots of people? Does it cost a lot? Will it hit people in the hip pocket? Always something people want to know. Are there any big names or princes involved? And place the story. Is it in our backyard? Great. The more local it can be, the better. Okay? In short, where is the human interest? So I would urge you, when putting together any media releases for communications with media outlets, be compelling, quirky, and unique. Think about your story from a reader's perspective. That's really critical. What do the readers want to know? Not what you think they need to know, okay? Stray from the norm, but stick to those critical principles of professionalism and accuracy, and they're relevant across any industry. It's also good to read or watch or listen to the media where you want your story to appear. Judge the tone, and not only see if your story fits, but explore how it can be different. Show some awareness of the product you're interested in. I know I always like it if somebody contacts me for a story and they say, I'd love it if you could put our story in the Better Business section of the Daily next Tuesday or next Thursday. So there's just a little bit of a courtesy of knowing the product. So I just wanted to raise some, just give you some examples of newsworthiness. So, and some of these things might have occurred to you as we're going through that list. So you've opened a new office, okay? And sometimes we get approaches from people for a story, and that's what they've done. To be honest, my first response, because of all of those newsworthy boxes that I'm trying to tick when I'm talking to people, is so what? But if it's a satellite office, in addition to your head office on the coast, and you're a builder, and that office is in Mackay, and it's been opened to capitalise on the mining boom, and you're going to create 15 jobs, that's a story. Do you see where I'm going? So your newsworthiness point score just went through the roof. What about another example? You've got a new product, so what? But if you develop this product thanks to $1 million worth of angel investment, or it's been created to address an environmental need, or it's a solution to a big world problem, then that's also a story, you know? So just think about the layers you can add to your story to make it compelling, and it'll make it impossible for any news organisation to ignore.